My name's Tim Duda, and I'd like to say, I guess I'm the only representative from the important East Coast institution of Woods Hole. And he had many friends there, but many of them are also deceased. I'm pretty much representing the 80s. Mike was talking about the 70s, but I had a different experience meeting Chip. I was at Pomona College. First of all, I was a student of Jack Miller, who lived sometime in at your home here.
Yeah.
Yes, and so Jack recommended I go to graduate school. I won't explain why. You can come and approach me and ask me that. I'll tell you that story. But I applied to Scripps. I came down here on, I may have been Christmas Eve, may have been the day after Christmas, and I was interested in seismology, and I was wandering the halls of IGPP, which was a single building at the time. And it was abandoned. It was vacant because of the holiday, I guess. And, poor planning on my part. But I ran into Tom Deaton in there, and I said, "Are you a professor?" And he said, "No, but I'll take you to meet one." So, and Chip was downstairs, and I talked to him, and I ended up coming to Scripps and being Chip's student. So I guess I made a good impression anyway. So as you did, I'm sure. But so anyway, I just started with Chip and stayed. I didn't have to bother changing advisors or anything like that. And I must say that working with Chip is one of the best experiences. The three most closest collaborators I've had are Chip, people I've worked side by side with, Chip, Stan Flatte, and Doug Webb, and I've learned they're all, if you know them, they're all uniquely talented people. But Chip had maybe the most basic understanding of what it takes to do something important and innovative. And I've learned also to think for myself from Chip. And pardon me, my mind has gone blank here. And most of the way through this. And I must say that Chip, most of the way down here, yeah. What I've learned is I've learned in my approach and persistence I've learned from Chip, intuition I've learned from Chip, positive thinking and confidence. You know, if you feel you're correct and doing the right thing, you know, keep going, and all those things hang together. I learned this from Chip. One thing about Chip is that as a teacher, I talked to him for 15 or 20 minutes, maybe twice a week, and when the time was right, he would explain some critical thing to me that I'd read in a book and didn't understand, and it made no sense to me, bachelor spectrum or whatever, you know, and he would explain it in physical terms of motion and dynamics and stretching and squeezing of isopycnal lines and so on, and I learned so much of how to think intuitively as a scientist from Chip, and I wanted to point that out. He didn't teach many classes, you know, year after year, but as a teacher, side by side, he was certainly one of the top teachers I've ever had. And he could tell when the student was ready too. He would, like I said, when the time was right, he would do that for you, and he did that for me. And he also was very balanced. As you see from the pictures, he had a very rich personal life, and I actually spent time sailing with Mary Ruth and Chip, and enjoying that very much, and visiting with them at home. And I also learned not to work, you know, 19 hours a day like a lot of people do. And, you know, I'm still here and I'm still working, I think, as a result of that. So I really appreciate having met Chip, and I'm really happy to be able to do this.
Okay, I'm going to read something that someone gave me. Lou Keeling had to leave, but I just wanted